Picture this. It's 1200 BC and the Mediterranean's a buzzing hive of Bronze Age badassery. Cities like Mycenae and Ugarit are stacked with wealth. Big towering walls, bustling ports, and traders hauling goods from Egypt to Greece. Then, out of nowhere, the horizon darkens. Ships, dozens, maybe hundreds, slice through the waves, packed with warriors nobody's seen before. They're not here to trade. They're here to burn it all down. I'm Penny. This is Audio Alexandria, where history whispers back. Today, we're diving into the Sea Peoples, the raiders who sank an age, a mysterious horde that smashed empires like a sledgehammer through clay. Who were they? Where'd they come from? And why'd they leave the ancient world in ashes? Strap in. This is a wild ride through a collapse that still echoes today. So who were the Sea Peoples? Truth is, we don't know much. They didn't exactly leave a memoir. Historians piece it together from panicked Egyptian carvings, smashed pottery, and a few soggy clues. Picture a world around 1200 BC, the late Bronze Age's peak civilization. Egypt's got pharaohs like Ramesses III flexing his power, the Hittites are ruling Anatolia, and the Mycenaeans are sailing the Aegean like it's their personal playground. Trade's booming. Tin from Afghanistan, copper from Cyprus, gold from Nubia. It's a golden age, but it's fragile. Then, something snaps. Droughts hit. Earthquakes rumble. Trade routes flicker out. People start moving, desperate, hungry, armed. The Sea Peoples might have been refugees, raiders, or both, pushed out of places like the Aegean, Sicily, or even Sardinia. Imagine displaced tribes, fishermen turned pirates, whole families piling into boats with nothing left to lose. They weren't one group. Egyptian texts name at least 9. The Sheridan, the Peliset, the Luca, a ragtag coalition sharpened by chaos. Here's where it gets nuts. Around 1200 BC, these Sea People go full wrecking crew. They hit the Hittite Empire first. Boom, cities like Hattusa are torched, gone in a blink. The Mycenaeans? Their palaces collapse, trade dies, and Greece goes quiet. Even their writing disappears. They'd been scratching lists and laws on clay with a script called Linear B. But when the Sea Peoples rolled up and chaos hit, those tablets stopped. No records, no stories, just silence for centuries. Ugarit, a trade hub in Syria, sends one last desperate letter. Enemy ships are here, what do we do? No reply. Ugarit's ash by dawn. Egypt is the big showdown. Ramesses III faces them in 1175 BC at the Battle of the Delta. Picture this. Egyptian archers raining arrows from the Nile's bank. Sea People's ships swarming like hornets. Ramesses wins, but barely, and carves his brag on his temple walls. I slew the invaders from the sea. But even he can't stop the ripple. The Bronze Age tanks. Cities ghost out. The Sea Peoples don't build an empire. They're the match that lights the funeral pyre of everyone else's. Some, like the Peliset, might have settled as the Philistines in Canaan. Their legacy? Chaos that reshaped the world. Now let's unpack the messy bits. Were the Sea Peoples just bloodthirsty pirates? Egyptian propaganda paints them as cartoon villains, faceless hordes with no mercy. But flip the coin. Maybe they were survivors, driven by famine or invaders of their own. If your home's dust and your kids are starving, do you sit tight or grab a spear and sail? It's not pretty, but it's pretty human. Then there's the blame game. Some say they caused the Bronze Age collapse, a tidal wave of destruction. Others argue they were symptoms, not the disease. Climate change, earthquakes, trade breakdowns were already cracking the system. Hittite records hint at food shortages. Greek ruins show quake damage. Were they predators or scavengers picking a dying carcass? No one's got a clean answer. That Egyptian win? Ramesses brags big, but Egypt's power fades fast after. Maybe the Sea Peoples wounded more than they killed. So why care about some boat-riding berserkers from 3,000 years ago? Look around in 2025. Borders shifting, climate pushing people out, systems wobbling. The sea peoples weren't aliens. They were us under pressure. When crops fail or homes flood, people move. Sometimes they fight. Today's refugees crossing seas in rickety boats? Similar desperation, different tech. The Bronze Age fell not just from swords, but from dominoes. Drought, disruption, displacement. Sound familiar? Imagine a Sheridan warrior, salt crusted and scarred, staring at you across time. He leans in and whispers back, "When the world shakes, no wall's high enough. You either adapt or you sink." Chew on that. Are we building better nets for the next collapse, or just taller walls? History's not a dead scroll, it's a mirror, and the sea peoples are still screaming in it. And there it is, the sea peoples, a storm that sank an age and left us picking up the pieces. This is Audio Alexandria, where history whispers back. And we're just getting started. Next time, we're storming the walls of Constantinople, a city that stood for 1,000 years, until it didn't. What broke it? Hit that subscribe button, drop a comment and a like. Tell me what you think these sea people were running from. See you in the ashes.